Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 as Japan. And we are getting close to wrapping up the war we're actually in, which is to say the Japanese-Dutch War, which was started over, I think, one of these little floating pieces of land over here, maybe for some rubber. Who even knows at this point? It's 1944. We have no idea why the war started. Really, the only true co-belligerent or belligerent left on the other side is the UK. Technically, Greece is pretty happy right now, as is Norway, although and Ireland. But I don't know if they would be sufficient to take over as a primary combatant. In any case, Greece might be having a hard time here with Italy moving in. And actually, I'm surprised at how Norway is held up. That being said, the big concern is that technically, the Russian Empire does potentially have the ability to declare war for some territory down here. I don't think they actually can, though. We might actually be okay. Still, I'm making a lot of preparations to defend against potential German aggression over here. Which, again, really... Oh, I just realized my music is muted. Really, it would be Russian-based aggression. And I'm not saying Soviet, I mean what's left of Russia. They might start the war, or Germany might generate their own, and there's all kinds of different possibilities. But, so I'm repositioning a lot of troops here. I've shuffled around a few things. I've got a few light tank hit squads. Again, we're still only on light tanks. They're relatively old and ancient at this point. We're working our way up to modern armor. And then what we might do is when we get our modern armor, which is a 1945 tech, and then build up some amount of that, we may in fact be the people who declare war on the German Reich so that we can secure proper permanent sovereignty for the Japanese Empire and get rid of some of this border war problem, for example, here. So we're just going to leave that mostly as is for now. Meanwhile, we're just wrapping up a few things over here. There's the music. We got supply issues. No, all right. Overall, we're good. Bit of a naval battle going on over here. Trimming down that, no! We're in fact the one getting hammered by a lot of carriers. That American fleet has been causing some very serious issues for us over here. What do I have sitting around here? Let's merge these guys. Split off the submarines because they're really, there for something else. And you... Oh! I based you... I was going to do something in New England here, but we're going to change that up. The American ships seem to be sticking around, so instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebase myself in Manila and put myself on a bit of a search and destroy, say... So let me hold the old orders here, here, and perhaps here. Let's see if we can't find those guys. I believe have some planes operating out of Manila, bombarding the Philippine Sea. I'm just going to split you in half and send one you to the South China Sea. We're actually already had some naval bombers operating, so never mind. Maybe the Celebes Sea over here. There we go. Just get a little bit of air cover. Might help with spotting things. Might help with, winning the actual battles. We'll see how it goes. And, yeah, we've got a naval invasion which completed here. Excellent. Let's go and cancel those orders. If you don't give them an aggressive front line afterwards, they do tend to just sit there in limbo forever. Let's take a look. Are there any other enemy islands over here? The answer is very much yes. Excuse me. Do I care about grabbing them all? Well, denying naval bases over here is pretty important, so I probably should. The downside is this is a little bit tedious to do this one at a time. I guess I could just put out some garrison orders over here. No, the garrison orders won't work because they won't have a friendly base to land in. So we can go and grab a few things here and there, one at a time. I'll try to remember to do that. These are some garrison troops. Right now, these garrisons are on the outside edge. I might actually want to create a army of military police type units, actually. I think you... There was someone who was supposed to go and take this. Maybe not. Let me go and split you off into your own group and do a naval invasion from here to... Oh, I might have done it and it might have failed. That's possible. Let's do this one over here. See how that goes. And you... I'll do a naval invasion from here to there. There we go. And see how that goes. Wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't work, but that's okay. We're not... Okay, listen, you guys, just finish this off. That's embarrassing. And then this entire blue army here, we can basically move out of North America. We'll make sure that our garrisons, they are set up over here, which is great. Again, they're mostly on the outside. I could generate a bunch of MP-type units. So the ideal MP units tends to be cavalry. because they have one of the highest suppressions. So that plus, plus, I don't have MP units unlocked. Yeah, plus MP for an extra modifier tend to be the best suppressors. I may not bother with that. We'll see. So, in terms of attack groups, I have gone and this is a 24. Oh, they're not all in there. If I grab you... Oh, you're 21 of 24, so we actually are missing some people. So the idea is to get 24 people here, 24 divisions here as well, so currently at 23. We'll see if we can make an adjustment. This purple army here is also... Are you a field marshal? That's not necessarily inappropriate, actually, because it is quite a long border, and in fact, we may want to pad that out more. We'll see how it goes. So that's the northern... Where is it? North Theater. North Theater is that, and I've got a couple of people just garrisoning. Technically, this is all one garrison zone, but mostly it's to keep an eye on that island, which is what's happening. Then I have the Russian front, where I still have the giant 93 Division army over here, which is still mostly coming from North America, actually. They're going to line most of the border here. And then I have these 24-strong hit squads that are... Well, this one's actually a little bit weak sauce. A lot of garrison-type templates, which I could switch to be proper infantry, and that might not be a terrible idea. We'll revisit that. So that's less of a hit squad. This one here, you can see a lot of light tanks going there. They are green, and, you know, light tanks are not the strongest, but hopefully we can go and sweep in here quite quickly. Red group 24, pushing in from the north over here. And again, well, we have some supply problems, but I don't think they're all the way there yet. I think in preparation from all this, it might be a really good idea if the infrastructure in these places, and they are being constructed, though. We have a lot of civilian factories. They are being worked, so hopefully that will start to get better. It doesn't help that we're going to the winter either. I mean, luckily we're currently on defense mode. If we take a look at the supply map mode, so you're fine. It's the final stuff that's the problem. And then over here, bottlenecks in northern Malay. But it's not in red. Kind of confusing. Then we swing down there. Let's make sure. Let's queue a little bit up there, regardless, and go to the bottom. And that infrastructure must have already been in the queue, so it is being built up. I'm surprised so much of it's coming that way as opposed to this way, but we must not have the ports and or infrastructure to support that kind of flow through. And you can see there's a little bit of a potential bottleneck here. Let's move that up. And then this is a little bit less important. Okay. So reading the naval supply path is still something that's a little tricksy. Okay, naval battle over here where we're losing submarines. Yeah, that's I'll have to do something about that. That's probably a lot of people I've sent out on suicide missions. So we'll have to see what we can do to ameliorate that. Unfortunately, I can't control this territory directly, which would help a lot. One of the priorities, if there is a war against the Axis, will be to try to take the Suez Canal and then really establish that very, very, very strongly. Radar, and a big naval presence as well. Combat going on here. Interesting. And Greece is definitely being pushed in. Meanwhile, over here, there we go. We are finally engaging some. That's not the American Navy that was a problem before, but it's still definitely fighting some. Holy crap. And again, we just got destroyed here. No, wait. I'm looking at the stat here, and I'm forgetting this is like the damage we did. And yeah, okay. So we lost 5 destroyers, and this is probably that American Navy that was causing such a problem. And I mean, there's still some combat going on. Apparently this is not our combat, which is interesting and odd. But maybe we finally dealt with that. High-level bombing, done. We get better bomber defense, and it's not defense against bombers. And it looks like I can grab this, and it seems like a good idea to go ahead and do so. Even though, again, there's still lots of technology we're looking for. This is very minimal defense, but really, for someone to land a big force here would be... Like, I don't know exactly how they pull it off. These are people that are coming to fight at the Russian front. Or what I'm calling the Russian front, not that there's a Russia anymore. Oh, we did land over here. Excellent. So... my Canadian garrison, which is you, I would like to add in a garrison area there. Okay, which you do have, which means I think they will go and auto-collect that. But I'm going to go and rush the issue with this particular dude over here. Excellent. And you are not in an army. And so I think you failed to take that. There must have been something there. I mean, I could confirm by watching when this is going on, but the fact that he bounced back almost certainly means there is indeed something there. And it would probably be nice to take this out of the equation. Owned by the German Reich. Seems a little bit odd. Sure, I'll take those divisions. You'll probably mostly go die. Alright, so this group here, I really don't have anything to do with them anymore. I mean, we could mount some invasions down here or something like that. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all the people who don't belong to me. Which is quite a bit. And I mean, I could use them. Maybe this guy will become part of an African invasion. So we still can't attack the UK territory over here because while the UK holds it, it's technically old Italian holdings. If I threw more people in here, we'd mostly get a lot of attrition. In fact, we're already getting a lot of attrition constantly down here. So 1, 2, 3. Let's do that and then get an extra couple of levels of, oh yeah, let's bring us up to like a level 6 port, which is probably way more than we need. But if there ever starts to be some real combat down here, then we will want some extra supply, especially if we want to expand out. So yeah, so I still don't know what to do with this particular army. Well, what I think I'm going to do is grab a few more competent people and add them over here. 21 divisions, so we want 3 more. There's not really mountains over here. I think regular infantry is the thing we want to add in to this area. So it's 3 infantry that belongs to me. We're going to add you over there. There we go. That gets you up to that. And I wish there was a way to select these things without the map panning over from time to time. I mean, 90% of the time it's what you want, but every now and again it's not. So we need 3 more units here as well. So 1, 2, and 3 infantry that belongs to me will get added in there. Lovely. Because, yeah, then even when I assign it, it does select a different army. And some of these are garrisons that we may not want here. We may want this to be a more sizable force. Well, okay, here's the thing. The Canadian Invasion Force, I think we're going to start a new theater over here. And we're going to call this UK. And the idea is we're going to invade Denmark, Iceland, or sorry, Denmark, Greenland. I mean, it says Denmark right there. We're going to invade Denmark, then we're going to invade Denmark, then we're going to invade Denmark, then we're going to consider the UK. And we're losing some convoys here. Big American Navy, yeah, and fighting the area around the UK is actually going to be brutal. That being said, taking Greenland and Iceland should be relatively easy. Set up a big naval base here, level 10, then lots of radar and lots of airplane bases over here. We may not even rush down to this area. What is this area called? That's the Faroes. And if we can get some strategic bomber tech, which of course will take a year or two to research and really get the ball rolling, but that wouldn't be too bad. So, UK group. I'm going to make a marine group out of you, which actually means I have to specifically grab people that I own, which isn't that many. So that's literally it. As far as I can tell, everyone in the other group here all belongs to a different country, so I don't have control over you. So you guys are all going to become Marines. Which, yes, is going to mess with a lot of your stats, but that's okay. We'll give you a decent general. And then I'm going to make a battle plan, which is going to involve launching from here and landing here. I do not expect this to be very well defended. Lock that in, and then put an offensive line to take the rest of it over here and engage. So get yourself in position. Actually, maybe I won't tell you to execute right now, because it will take you a while to get there, and that's going to be okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to tell the rest of the blue group here, which I will give a different color to make it a little easier. You can be pink. I'm just going to tell you to garrison this area here, because that way you'll be close to the closest port that is going to launch over that way. Naval battle. Excellent. All right, another American ship gone. Oh, that's convoy rating. We can skip that for now, although it's going to become more and more relevant. More American ships gone. Okay. That isn't too shabby. Ooh, that's an interesting graphic glitch. I mean, I don't think anything's moving around. Ooh, now the game has been running for a few hours here, so maybe there's something a little bit wonky going on. Could be. Could be. So yeah, I have so much of my army tied up to the German defense here, because I was sure stuff was about to go down, which I don't think is necessarily the case anymore. Now, the UK group. So my Canadian invasion force, which should be renamed. This is, and again, I'm going to keep calling the U.S. area Canada because this is the Canadian garrison now. And all of it is foreign troops, so I don't have the ability to swap you. I mean, some of you, you know, throwing you guys into war, using you as a body shield might all be very good. You have completed that. Excellent. So I'm going to tell you to cancel your orders and start a new one from here to Havana. And do that, and then offensive line down to here. Go. Actually, that's quite a bit of stuff. I might want to throw some more people at you. Here. Join that party. And the UK invasion. Pause here again. I'm going to throw an extra couple into that. So we got a 4-man infantry squad doing marine stuff. Paratrooper level 1 done. I think I'm just going to leave it at that because I can start to train paratroopers now and we can choose to upgrade them later. It's almost 1945, but I'll probably actually wait for the next level because why not? We could get some MPs. We could keep going through these, which are all really strong. We did finish industry. We did finish engineering. Yeah, we don't have all the levels of radar, but that's fine. We're not going to use rocketry because apparently those things are kind of wonky. We really do need the best fighters and probably naval bombers, actually. My tank research is still going on, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's get that, especially with the discount. That's actually very nice. Start building some fighter 3s soon. And we might want to look into the jet engine stuff. I don't know how long this warfare is going to last, but it could definitely be a thing. Now, I did completely finish my national focuses, right? Yeah, there's literally not a single thing I can hit there. So I can keep using it to spam leaders. I mean, these are all fine. Logistics Company 3, excellent. We probably... You're a tiny bit ahead of time, so I guess we'll wait on you. The next level of this is all really good, but you know what? Let's get the naval bombers. So we should have potentially started that sooner, since the air combat is so important. One whole division. We've got a few divisions kicking around that haven't been added to an army yet. We're going to do something about that relatively soon. You guys are going to die. Huh. Grabbing the East Coast here is really going to mess with our AI. A lot. A lot. So obviously we're going to need more of a naval presence in the North Atlantic. I mean, I could recall those troops, but you know what? If they're too dumb to live, then that's that. Group you up together. We're going to split off the submarines again. That's actually, I'm going to call that enough subs to start whacking on people. Let's build some more level 1 admirals. So we're going to do some more convoy raiding. So first I'm going to give you, you're going to be assigned to this naval base. It's only level 1, but you guys should actually be pretty okay with that. Do some convoy raiding. Here, here, and here. Probably eventually want to level that up, but that's okay. Now the rest of y'all here, let's give you a commander. So aircraft carrier, battleship, light cruiser, and some destroyers. I'd probably rather a little bit more screening elements, but you're not necessarily too badly off. Let's actually assign you to this naval base. Oh, that's level 1. Level 4, Nova Scotia. I think we got a few things assigned to it, but it's not too bad. I'm wondering about doing convoy escort, as opposed to search or patrol or anything like that. I don't want to go right off the western approaches. So I'm going to do convoy protection here. Really, a slew of destroyers is probably best for that, because most likely the convoys are going to get targeted by... yeah, by submarines. I'm going to change my mind. I'm just going to tell you to go here. And then when you get there, we'll group you up with another fleet, and we'll have a much more substantial fleet to try to do some work. Yeah, I'm really worried all these guys are going to die. Meanwhile, things are still passive there. I mean, these guys are still at war with the UK. Oh, looks like they've pushed all the way back over here. And they have. They cleared out UK and USA all over here, and they are pushing through Africa as well. So the end of the Allies is soon. So then really the next thing that's likely to happen is a war against the Axis. Meanwhile, right, garrison duty and actual invasion, which I can now hit play for you. That's going to be okay. So that wouldn't be a bad naval base, but I don't think there's much point in building up. But yeah, when we take Iceland, I think it's going to be a level 10 airfield, naval base, radars. I mean, we only have level 1 radar. We may want to actually tech up through the radar tree and get like one encampment of level 5 radar over here. So yeah, our convoys are getting obliterated by some American troops, which means we're losing a bunch of dudes that are going over there. So we're going to have to rethink how we move troops. I think I'm going to have to manually move troops around at this point, which is really not what I was hoping for. I mean, I like the automation, but how else would they get there? I guess I was hoping they'd go west. Yeah, I can manually make that happen, and I may have to do such a thing. Just like, tell these guys, just queue them up, go port to run over here and then get added somehow. Liberia just joined the Allies. Okay, that's fine. I don't think that really affects us one way or the other. Meanwhile, we've got this, which means this group here, I'm going to move you guys to, and I'll put you on garrison duty over here, just so you keep moving closer to the front. How's my little, what would that be? Canadian garrison in Cuba. Yeah, they're getting ready to go. One division. Except I want you to be... Yeah, I think I might have confused it. Let's try this again. 4 divisions. There you go. Lock in. And offensive line. Run down to there. And execute. I think you'll be okay. Convoy count dropped a bit. I mean, we have 2,100 in total, which means we haven't really lost any convoys. I mean, we may have lost a few here and there, but overall we're okay. Yeah, we keep losing those subs, and I think it's because I have some, you know, really dumb mission assigned. I'm not going to worry about the next rank of these right now. Especially, technically, it would be ahead of time. I'm not going to worry about MPs. I still have you going down there, which is great. We will want Mechanized 3 soon. Level 3 Marines. And also the paratroopers. This is going to become really useful later on. But let's make sure we've got the best possible naval group. Because that's really important. Yeah, let's make our way up to level 4. I guess I'll start with the carriers, because they take a little longer to build. You know, it'll be really interesting. If Norway does push out to here, that means I can start pushing through into Norway. And I would not mind that at all. Meanwhile, over 305 civilian factories. And trade-wise, yeah, that's right. With America under control, we've got a surplus of absolutely everything. So that'll unlock a few more civilian factories as well, because we're not trading things away as much. Yeah, I really hope that the Allies push into here, because then I can start pushing back. I mean, I suppose I could do naval invasions from here to there. I mean, we don't really have a naval presence, which is, you know, the whole part of the problem. We'll get that resolved soon. Alright, UK, you guys. I get you to cancel all your orders and halt. And start a new naval invasion from here. And I think you can land right on Reykjavik. Okay, yeah, that is the zone. Lock that in. And offensive line to the back that way. And go. Alright, final medium tank done. It is 1945 as well, so we can start working on the modern tank. And that's when things are going to start to happen. Okay, sinking some convoys. Great. A little bit of a battle over here. Probably less great for us. Yeah, I'm thinking when I set the submarines from Japan to go and patrol over here, they probably went through the Mediterranean. I'm going to have to manually rebase the ships into, say, the Panama Canal, and then send them out on missions. So there's our level 3 fighter, which we're going to have to make sure gets upgraded to the ship version. Now, if we do have any production queues for just regular fighters, and we do, and we've got a fair amount of experience as well. So my fighter 3, make a variant here. Engine is the most important thing. Range helps. If I did something like this, a little more reliability, then I don't have enough. Let's cut back on the weapons by 1. There we go. I'm alright with that. So all the regular fighters. That's carrier fighter, naval bombers. Okay, that will wait for now then. It'd be nice if I could auto-deploy ships out over here, but I can't. So yeah, I'll have to make sure to manually move them. Our manpower count has gotten a lot lower. We are still training some, but I think a lot of it is mostly just probably attrition. And we are still suffering a lot of it. And I should really do something about that, but yeah. Alright, so those are our naval bombers. So if we have any non-ship naval bombers, and we should, I know there's some at the bottom, those are carrier ones, so right over here. We're going to replace these with Naval Bomber 3. Naval Bomber 3. And I'm okay with having spent all my experience points on the actual fighters, because fighters are the backbone of your entire Air Force, and you want them to be as good as possible. Still nothing over here. That is a lot of German troops defending that line, so I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. Meanwhile, has my little naval invasion. Still preparing, and the troops haven't actually all reached there yet. You guys are getting attrition. Not really a surprise. I probably shouldn't have moved you out quite yet, but nah, it's fine. Anyway, I'll encourage you to split up your garrison a little bit more, so hopefully you can minimize some of your damage. But you do make sure to finish that off, please and thank you. Supply or no supply. So if I have a naval force sitting around here, and I do, I'm going to manually reposition these guys to say, well, I can probably send you all the way to, I don't know, here. There you go. You'll go through the Panama Canal. Excellent. So that's going to be perfectly safe, and then we'll start redeploying it. Actually, I forgot. I sent some ships somewhere over here. Can I see them better in map mode 2? Pretty sure I'd sent some ships here. They might have taken some weird path. I don't know. We'll revisit that soon enough. So I could do this less. In fact, since I'm not... Are these actual Marines? I don't remember. They are actual Marines. They have no supply, though. So I'm going to tell them not to actually finish their invasion. Just get in position. And you know what? Just, like, totally pull out of Greenland with the pink army here, so that I don't get run out of supplies from actual Marines, because I need to make sure they're at fighting strength. They could land on someone. And that would be really bad. I really have to do something, excuse me, about my attrition levels. Oh my god, I'm dying, you guys. No, I'm okay. See, why are these guys not going? It doesn't say. I mean, it says division's still preparing. That just means they don't have their full organization. But why don't they actually launch? They've got their transports. We've got naval. I mean, there'd be an error message here if they weren't launching for some reason. I'm really confused. Right, you guys are doing that. Same thing here. These guys are not actually going. And I've reset them more than once. Why is this naval invasion not happening? Oh, because this one's Italian. Okay. I did not realize that was Italian the whole time. What's this? That's Vichy, France. So these are not enemy provinces. This one is, though. So group purple. There we go. You know, from here to here, lock in and go. So my little Cuban invasion. So what's Cuba? No faction. I'm not at war with you. Okay. I got confused as to which islands are enemy islands. Ah, it's to the north! All along. It's to the north is the problem. You know what? I can probably split you in half. go there to there, lock in and go. And you can go from, say, here to here, lock in and go. Because that's all enemy islands. Yes, it is. Okay, good. Much better. Meanwhile, Iceland. Right, I was giving you a chance to build up and regroup and get your attrition fixed, ideally. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that. That's all right. So, German Reich, what are you up to? Have you pushed back any further? Italy and whatnot? Not so much. It's been really static, actually. Kind of surprised about that. You haven't finished off Greece either. Curious. Convoy count jerking around a lot. That's all right. You guys, there you go. Invasion 1. Wonderful. I'm going to work on destroyers next. We're going to change our production for naval ships. I'm going to just finish this last carrier. Actually, you do have some production assigned to it. Yeah, so we're going to finish these two. And then carrier 4. Oh, we've got some experience. And again, you're pretty much what I consider to be one of the most important ships in the group. There we go. I think that's all I can spend. So we'll get you in Kanto. And I'm going to queue up another one. And I'm okay with infinitude on these guys. Like that. So these will finish, and then eventually we'll get there, which I'm happy about. Did you just change colors, Cuba? Could be. You're done. Cancel. Find another enemy province. This is, yeah, it's a little tedious over here. So from here to there, lock it in, and hit play. And you're about to finish that, which will just happen. Oh, I think I'm skipping over one, actually. That's okay. Guatemala joins the Allies. Yeah, there might be a little bit more of that. Now, I don't know what we want to do about it. I don't know what the impact will be. Certainly, at some point, Panama could be threatened by someone. I mean, I don't think that's going to be the case right now, but it is something to keep in mind. Alright, you. Alright. You can just start, it's fine. Hopefully there's no one defending, otherwise you're going to get kicked out of there. Go and clean that up. Still getting attrition to death, so let's just move to the next spot. It'll be fine. Are we still producing those light tanks? We are. We're just short on... Oh no, we've got everything we need. You're just working your way up to the training. Yeah, there's no reason for me to rush that out. I don't need you right now, so I'll wait until you become regulars, and then we'll eject you. Okay, you are moving forward, which is great and groovy. So, in my navy, I've got a few that are docked. See, like this doesn't have a mission. Oops. So you. I'm going to make sure to specifically group you up in, I don't know, Philadelphia. Make that your home port too, just for cuz. You'll be able to get over there. You're going to go through the Panama Canal, which is going to be good and safe, and then we're going to send out a pretty hefty fleet to patrol over here. I'm going to try to make sure not to get right next to the UK, because I'm still worried about naval bombers, which are insanely dangerous. Air wings with no missions, that's okay. Just chillax, you're going to be fine. So again, hopefully there's no opposition here, because we are really not at high organization. Venezuela joins the Axis. I can invite to a faction. Hey, everything's getting shaken up over here. I would like to invite El Salvador to my faction. Boom. Stand together. I will... Do I want to call you to arms? Can I not just right-click to go to this country? Arg. El Salvador. So, you're next to Guatemala. You have a lot of troops, though. Holy crap. I'm totally going to call you to arms. Because Guatemala's in on this, right? Yeah. So they might actually be able to do something. Salvador might be able to punch through here, or I might be able to do something. In any case, I'll invite them in. Since Guatemala is already in, I don't think having El Salvador in here is going to cost me anything. Great, you are accomplishing that, and then you'll go and take the rest as well. Probably just waiting to rebuild your strength, but don't worry about it, dude. You can just go. You'll be fine. Are we auto-saving here? Oop. No, just lagging a little. You. Go down there. Oh, it's all, is that all the same zone? Just one province? Oh, there's a little one there, and then there's that. I see. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Volunteer forces in transfer. What am I missing? A little bit of aluminium. Actually, they went with the aluminum spelling. I wonder why that is. Maybe it was more of a historical thing? Not really, though. Still worried about Germany starting some shit. But so far, so good. Okay, it's definitely time for me to put in a cut, but also for me to restart the game, because I've been playing like for 6 hours today. So I think we're getting a little bit of lag from that. So thank you very much for watching another episode, folks. I will see you guys next time.